Welcome back to the deep dive. You know we love getting into the nitty-gritty of complex topics,
hmm
and this time we're tackling AI.
Absolutely.
Specifically, how generative AI is changing things up in the workplace.
Yeah.
You sent us a super interesting working paper
Right.
from Harvard Business School,
Okay.
and we know research papers aren't always the easiest to get through,
Yeah, no, they're not.
so we're going to make sure you don't miss the important stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
You got it.
This paper is really cool because it's not just theory.
Oh,
It's based on what researchers saw happening with junior consultants
interesting.
at Boston Consulting Group.
Okay.
And these consultants were using GPT-4.
Okay, so Brett ambitious junior consultants
Yeah.
playing with cutting-edge AI sounds
Yeah.
like a recipe for innovation.
For sure.
Right.
But here's the thing.
What?
The researchers found that those juniors were really focused on managing their managers.
Great.
Anxieties about the tech.
Wow.
They were coming up with ways to address their boss's concerns.
Hold on, that's kind of the opposite of what you'd expect.
Yeah.
You'd think the seniors would be the ones guiding the juniors,
Exactly.
not the other way around.
And what's even more interesting
Yeah.
is that the advice these juniors were giving wasn't exactly on point
Oh,
with what the AI experts were saying at the time.
interesting.
The paper calls them novice tactics.
Novice tactics.
And they highlight some things that everyone should consider when they're bringing AI into the workplace.
I'm all ears. Let's break down those novice tactics.
Okay, so the first one
Yeah.
was that the juniors sometimes didn't quite get what AI could really do.
Okay.
They thought that,
Mm.
like, if you worded your questions in a really specific way,
Yeah.
the AI would always give you the right answer.
Oh.
But AI back then
Yeah.
had a tendency to just make stuff up.
Wait,
Right.
so the AI could just lie?
Not lie,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well-
But it could give you information that was totally made up.
Oh, wow.
The researchers called it hallucination.
Hallucination.
Yeah, like the AI is having a dream.
Okay.
It thinks it's giving you real info,
Right.
but it's actually just pulling it out of thin air.
I thought it was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
But I get it.
So instead of trying to control the AI with the perfect question,
Yeah.
what should we be doing?
Right.
At the time,
Yeah.
the AI experts were saying we need to be more strategic
Okay.
about how we use AI,
Hmm.
choosing
Yeah.
the right tasks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ones where a bit of error won't cause a disaster,
Yeah.
testing how reliable the AI is,
Right.
and basically acknowledging that AI isn't magic.
Okay.
It has its limits.
So knowing its limits,
Yeah.
not trying to like force it into a box.
Exactly.
What about the second novice tactic?
This one was all about people.
People.
Yeah. Changing how people behave to manage risk
Okay.
instead of looking at the AI itself.
Got it.
For example, the juniors suggested things like training
Okay.
to double-check the AI's work,
Uh-huh.
or having managers review every prompt.
So like a human safety net.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But AI experts had a different approach.
No.
They said we should build safeguards into the tech.
So instead of driving carefully,
Yeah,
you're giving the AI airbags.
exactly. Makes sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
So you're not just relying on humans to
Mhm.
catch mistakes.
You're making the AI safer from the start.
Right.
Okay, what was that third novice tactic?
Thinking small,
Small.
like really small.
Okay.
The juniors were only thinking about solutions
Uh-huh.
for their own teams.
Okay, so picture this.
Okay.
We've got this team of consultants
Mm-hmm.
using AI to go through tons of data
Yeah.
for a client presentation.
Okay.
What kind of solution would those juniors come up with?
They'd say something like,
Yeah.
let's agree as a team to only use the AI for these specific things,
Okay.
which isn't a bad idea.
Right.
But it's a really limited fix.
Right.
It's like they're putting a Band-Aid on a bigger problem.
Yeah.
The AI experts were saying, we need to think bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah, like create guidelines for the whole organization
Right.
or even the whole industry. So it's like,
yeah.
instead of putting up a beware of dog sign in your yard,
Right.
you're advocating for leash laws for the entire neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Both have their place,
Yeah.
but one creates a safer environment for everyone.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
It sounds like using AI at work
Mhm.
isn't just about the tech skills. It's
Right.
about knowing the limits of AI,
Yeah.
making sure it's being used safely,
Uh-huh.
and creating a culture of responsibility around it.
You got it.
This is great.
This is what makes this research paper so interesting.
Yeah.
It shows us that those novice tactics,
Yeah.
while not the best solutions,
Mm-hmm.
were actually a sign of a bigger problem. A fundamental misunderstanding of what makes AI so unique.
Okay, and what makes AI so risky?
Right.
So what were some of those key risks?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And we'll get into those in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
Yes. So those novice tactics from the junior consultants,
Mm-hmm.
they were interesting
Yeah.
because they kind of hinted at some deeper concerns about AI.
Yeah, totally.
Like they sensed there was something different about it,
Yeah.
something that needed a whole new way of thinking about risk.
Right.
And the paper actually breaks down 4 key things about generative AI
Okay.
that make it tricky to manage.
All right, hit me with those 4 things.
Okay, so
What makes generative AI so different?
the first one is accessibility.
Accessibility.
Yeah,
Okay.
think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a degree in computer science
Right.
or a server farm in your basement
Mm-hmm.
to use generative AI.
Okay.
Anyone with an internet connection can just open a browser and start using it.
True. I've played around with some AI writing tools myself,
See?
and I definitely don't know how to code.
Right. So that ease of access is amazing
Yeah.
for making AI available to everyone.
Yeah, it democratizes AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it also means that people who don't really understand the technology
Right.
can start using it for important tasks.
Yeah, and that's where the risk comes in.
Exactly. It's like giving everyone a power tool
Oh, yeah.
without teaching them how to use it safely.
Yeah, someone's going to get hurt.
Exactly. And that brings us to the second thing.
What that?
How fast AI is evolving.
Okay.
It's happening so quickly.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
Right. Every day there's something new.
Mm-hmm.
New breakthrough, new capability, new application.
Yeah, I can barely keep up.
It makes it hard to figure out best practices.
Because by the time you learn one thing,
Exactly.
the AI has already changed.
Right. And that brings us to the third thing.
Okay, what is it?
The potential for AI to be better than humans.
Better than humans.
Yeah, at lots of tasks.
Okay, so we're not just talking about routine jobs here,
No.
right? This is about AI being creative,
Mm.
problem solving,
Yeah.
even making decisions.
Exactly.
Okay, that's where it starts to get a little scary.
Right. Like, are the robots taking over?
Yeah,
Not necessarily, but it does make you think about the future of work.
it does.
The researchers say this is what makes AI so different from other technologies.
Okay,
It's not just a tool that helps us.
right. It's not just making us better.
It could actually change entire industries
Wow.
and what it means to be human at work.
That's a lot to think about.
Okay, so for the fourth thing,
Yeah, what's the 4th thing?
this one's a bit technical,
Okay,
but it's really important.
right.
Generative AI can combine data in ways we've never seen before.
Okay.
It's taking information from everywhere.
So it's not just numbers,
No, it's like it's synthesizing all this information.
and that's a good thing.
It can be
Mhm.
because it makes the AI really knowledgeable,
Right.
but it can also be a problem
How so?
because of bias.
Oh, I see.
Like if the data the AI learns from is biased,
Mm-hmm.
then the AI might be biased too.
Yeah.
And these AI models are so complex.
Right.
It's really hard to find and fix those biases.
Wow, this is fascinating,
Yeah,
but also a little overwhelming.
it is.
It sounds like there's this constant back and forth
There is.
between the potential of AI
Yeah,
and the risks of using it.
that's exactly it.
So those junior consultants and their worries about risk,
Mm-hmm.
they were onto something.
They were.
They were picking up on these fundamental challenges.
Yeah, even if they didn't always have the right answers.
Right.
It's like they were warning everyone.
Like canaries in a coal mine.
Exactly. And their novice tactics.
Mm-hmm.
They show us that everyone was still figuring things out.
Right. It was a time of experimentation.
Exactly.
And those juniors were right there in the thick of it,
They were.
trying to make sense of it all.
Okay, so back to that question from earlier.
The one about how to move forward.
Yeah.
If we can't just rely on juniors to teach the senior, and we need to be smart about these risks. How do we make sure everyone's on the same page?
Yeah, it is the question, isn't it?
Yeah,
And there's no easy answer.
I figured.
But this paper gives us some clues.
Okay, I'm listening.
Remember how we talked about those novice tactics?
And the one's focused on changing people's behavior.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, focusing on behavior
Yeah.
might not have been a bad idea.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
But I thought we said the building safeguards into the tech was better?
It is. But this paper also highlights another important element,
What's that?
the human factor.
The human factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not enough to just focus on the technical stuff.
Right.
We also need to think about how AI affects people.
Okay, tell me more about this human factor.
Well, the researchers found that the junior consultants,
Yeah.
They weren't just worried about technical risks.
Mm-hmm.
They were also worried about how their managers would see those risks
Okay.
and how AI would change how they worked with their colleagues, and even how AI might change their jobs altogether.
So it's not just about stopping AI from making mistakes.
No, it's also about making sure people feel good about using AI.
Comfortable and confident.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating a culture where people feel like they can try things out,
Okay.
ask questions,
Mm,
raise concerns,
yeah,
and learn from their mistakes.
that makes sense.
If people are afraid of AI
Right.
or feel like they're being replaced by AI,
Yeah.
they're not going to use it well.
No matter how many safeguards you build in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why this research is so important.
Because.
It reminds us that adopting AI isn't just a technical problem.
Okay.
It's a human problem.
Right.
And to do it right,
Yeah.
we need to focus on the tech and the people.
This is really eye-opening.
Yeah.
Those novice tactics. They weren't the ideal solutions, but they were pointing to something deeper.
What's that?
The need to think about the human side of AI.
Exactly. And that's what we'll talk about in the last part of our deep dive.
We'll look at how to build a culture of responsible AI.
Yes.
How to help people learn about AI. And how to think about the ethics of AI at work.
Stay tuned.
I will. All right, we're back for the last part of our deep dive into AI in the workplace.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, my mind is officially blown.
It's a lot to take in.
We've covered so much.
Yeah, those novice tactics.
The risks of generative AI,
Yeah.
all the things that make it so exciting and so potentially dangerous.
Right. And now we're getting to the really interesting part.
What's that?
The human factor.
Yeah, the human factor.
Because AI isn't just about the technology.
Right, it's about the people too.
Exactly. It's about how we think about AI,
Mm-hmm.
how we use it.
How we work together with AI.
You got it.
Okay, so how do we actually address that human factor?
Well, this paper gives us some good ideas.
Okay.
Remember how those junior consultants were so worried about their managers' concerns?
Yeah, they were bending over backwards to make sure their bosses were okay with AI.
Exactly. And that tells us something important.
What's that?
We need to create a culture where people feel comfortable talking about their concerns,
Okay.
asking questions,
Okay. Challenging assumptions.
right, learning from each other.
So it's not about juniors teaching seniors
No,
or seniors dictating to juniors.
it's about everyone working together.
Yeah, like a team,
Exactly. Everyone has something to offer,
no matter how old they are
or how much experience they have.
or how technical they are.
I got it.
So how do we create that kind of culture?
One important thing is learning.
Learning.
Yeah, continuous learning.
Okay.
And I don't just mean technical training on how to use AI tools.
Right, like clicking the right buttons.
Exactly. It's more than that.
What is it then?
It's about helping people understand what AI means for them.
Okay.
The ethics, the risks, the benefits.
How it's going to change their work.
Right. It's like AI literacy for everyone.
I like that AI literacy.
And it needs to be ongoing.
Not just a one-time thing.
Right, because AI is changing all the time.
So we have to keep learning. Exactly. How do we get people to actually participate?
That's where leadership is important.
Leaders.
Yeah, they need to show everyone that AI literacy matters.
Okay.
Make it clear that it's everyone's responsibility.
Not just the IT guys.
Right, it's about investing in the future of the organization.
Because the companies that succeed with AI,
Yeah.
they're not going to be the ones with the best algorithm.
No, they're going to be the ones with the people who understand AI.
who can adapt and learn.
Exactly.
This is making so much sense.
It is, isn't it?
We've been so focused on the technology that we forgot about the people.
That the people are the key.
It's about communication, collaboration, trust.
And a shared commitment to responsible AI.
That's it right there.
So yeah, AI is powerful.
It is.
It can change everything.
It's potentially disruptive.
But in the end,
Yeah.
AI is a tool.
Just a tool.
And like any tool.
Yeah.
It depends on how we use it.
So we get to decide how AI shapes the future
We do.
as individuals, as organizations, as a society.
That's right.
We can be afraid of AI.
Or we can see it as an opportunity.
We get to choose.
We do. And that choice will have huge consequences.
For everything.
For work, for the economy, for
No.
humanity itself.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
But it's also exciting.
It is.
We have the power to shape the AI revolution.
To make sure it helps everyone.
This has been an amazing deep dive.
It has.
We've learned so much about AI in the workplace.
The human side of AI.
The need to learn and work together.
Absolutely.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of AI.
Me too. And remember, this is just the beginning.
Right, AI is always changing.
So we have to stay curious
Keep learning.
and stay engaged.
And if you find any other interesting stuff about AI,
Yeah, papers, articles, news stories.
send them our way.
We're always up for a deep dive.
That's it for this episode.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a topic you choose.